Welcome to the MelTran Designs podcast. I'm your host, Melissa, also known as Anansi on Ravelry, and on Instagram, I am MelTran Designs. It is technically now Saturday, October 21st. I usually have been recording on Fridays, but like I said, technically, because it's 1:12 in the morning on Saturday morning. Hey, if you're still up, why not record a podcast, right? Anyways, I hope you've had a good week since we last spoke. I have some stuff to talk about, so grab something to work on and help me pass some time. The reason I didn't record Friday morning was because I slept in. It's the last weekday of my kids' break, and I decided to sleep in. So, then I started working on some other stuff, which you will see, and just didn't get to it. So, anyways, that's all right. I'm still recording. It'll just be a day late. So, actually, I'll just put it up tonight, and it won't even be a full 24 hours late. So, anyway, happenings this week. So we left for my sister's house on Saturday a week ago, and it was such a great time there. Sunday we went to church and went on a hike that was gorgeous. Just the colors in the trees and the leaves all over the ground were just stunning. So that was a lot of fun. And then Monday, we closed on our house that we've lived in for 12 years. We refinanced, so we got that all taken care of. That was good. They totally spoiled us. They have like a full coffee bar and whatnot, and so they made us Italian sodas and all that, so that was kind of cool. And then after that, we went to a pumpkin patch. My sister went with us and hung out in the car with the kids, and we were in and out of there in like half an hour. It was cool. So we went to a pumpkin patch and got lots of pumpkins. Oh, let me go grab one that I made. It was fun. So my sister saw this idea online and got us all pumpkins so we could do it with her. Like the kids and Jake all have their big pumpkins, and then the kids also got, those cute little ones. I didn't get one because I always get a pie pumpkin every year, so I am going to go to the local place we usually go to probably tomorrow afternoon and grab a pie pumpkin for myself. But anyways, we made these vampire pumpkins. How fun is that? So you just get these, fake teeth that you put in your mouth, and you just cut out a rectangle and stick them in there and then paint a face. Anyway, we all have one. They're super fun. And the reason I chose this spot was because it has this kind of scar looking area right there, so I figured that added to the vampire-ness. The rest of my family painted red on their teeth. I decided not to do that, but anyway, I told Quinn, she's like, you didn't put red on their teeth. I said, well, maybe he just brushed his teeth. Jake thought it was funny. Anyway, so we did that on Monday. And then Tuesday, we decided to go for another hike. We tried to find this other one that I was told about, but we couldn't find it. So we just went back and did the one from Sunday. So there's this spot that we found that it was like you're walking through and then you go up kind of on the top of the hill, and then you work your way back down. And there was this one spot that looks kind of like a kind of a bike jump. It goes down and then back up and down. And so when we were there on Sunday, Jake and the kids would run down and get up to the top and then kind of launch off the top and jump and land. And I was like, I want to get in on this today. So I ran, and you could go in a lot faster than you realize just watching other people do it. I was like, oh. So I'm running and I launched. Man, I got some good air. Well, when I landed, I landed straight down on my heel. Straight down. And it shot pain. And I knew I jammed it. I knew I had jammed it. Oh, it was so bad. Well, it calmed down. And, you know, we had to finish walking. We saw this bug, this really cool bug called a Jerusalem cricket. And some people call them potato bugs or tater bugs. It's not a cricket at all. Oh, see? Here's me and Jake. Oh, I wonder if I go really close. There we go. When we're on the walk. This one's really far away, but you can see all the fall color. But I was going to find... Oh, here you have to see this one really quick. Anansi was able to pick up a red, orange, and yellow leaf. See? Isn't that beautiful? One more scenery picture here. See? Oh, so pretty. So... Oh. Here, I'll show you. So do you see how it comes down and up and then back down? So we'd run down this and then launch off here. That's Jake running. But, sorry, my throat is a little bit dry. I'll grab water if I cough some more. Hold on, I'm getting to... You have to see the tater bug. I know, you're like, come on. But, I mean, hey, look how cute that little pumpkin is that Quinn found. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun, you guys. And then we went to this park after the pumpkin patch. And the park was so much fun. And I got such great pictures and videos of everybody just playing and having such a good time. Hold on, pictures of the pumpkin. Good grief, come on. Okay. Here's what this bug looked like. Weird, huh? But it was really cool looking because I'd never seen one. I mean, this thing was really big. And here's the front. I know you guys are probably all creeped out. It was really cool looking. But we couldn't figure out what it was. And Cheryl's like, wait a minute. I think somebody posted about one of these one time. I'm going to grab my water bottle. Not too long ago, I think my friend on Facebook posted about this. So she pulls it up. She's like, yeah, it's called a Jerusalem cricket. And I was like, cool. So then we looked it up. And they're harmless except for, like, if they bite you, it hurts. But they're not venomous or anything. We ended up seeing like 4 or 5 of them. I was really fascinated. I don't like bugs in my house, but bugs are kind of cool looking, like when it's different. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. I was fascinated by this thing because it's like a bee, but not, and it looks like almost kind of like a big ant face, but it's not that either. And it almost looks like a spider when you first see it, but it's not that because it only has 6 legs. Like, yeah, it was pretty cool. So anyway, so I was able to make my way down for the rest of the hike. It was hurting, but I was able to get it. The rest of that night, I just sat on the bed with my foot up. I was not even gonna mess with it. I couldn't walk right. And I called my chiropractor the next day on Wednesday, and I was like, hey, I'm still in town. Here's what's going on. When can you see me? She could see me Thursday, the next day. So we drove into town, drove back home Wednesday. Jake was nice enough to ref for me that night because obviously I physically could stand, but it was going to be just torture. So he was nice enough to take my spot. And then we didn't do anything at home Wednesday though either. So, I started binge watching this sewing, like, podcast YouTube show. It's called The Sewing Report. Oh my gosh, it was cool to watch. It was fun to watch. So, if you want a sewing show, look it up. I was binge watching that while I was nursing my leg. So Thursday comes around, yesterday. Well, yesterday for me because I'm still awake. I go to the chiropractor. She was kind of, pulling my foot out to unjam it because she could tell it was jammed just by feeling the spot that was hurting. And she had to kind of turn it at kind of a funny angle and pull, and it popped pretty good. Well, it still wasn't right. So she starts feeling around and puts it at like this really weird angle. Like if I'm straight on and like this is top of my foot, you're me, this way. She like had it like up at this weird angle and was pulling like, and she's like, this is gonna feel weird. And it didn't hurt, but she, did her thing and kind of popped. It was so loud. And she's been doing this for a really long time. Like, I'm friends with her oldest daughter. We went to school together, and she had been a chiropractor for quite a while. Like, when we knew each other, when she treated me in 7th grade for whiplash. Like, she's been doing this forever. So, I'm telling you this because when it popped, she goes, and we just were like looking at each other, and she goes, your heel was partially dislocated. And I was like, great. And she goes, if you would have rolled your ankle even this much when you landed, you would have broken it. I was like, I'm glad I didn't. I mean, like, it could have been so bad. I mean, she's seriously just huge eyes. Oh, so grateful that I just landed really hard on it. Not going to be doing that again in the near future or ever. So, she's like, ice it and wear an ankle brace to work tonight. Luckily, Anansi has an ankle brace that I was able to borrow for work last night, and I made it through fine. It supported it really well. I'm pretty sore today, like especially after I've been sitting and then I get up and walk around, but it's the spot that was jammed, not my heel that was partially dislocated. It's the spot, well, if this is your ankle, it's right up here, all those little bones. Anyway, she said that I tweaked the ligaments and they're pretty upset with me. So anyway, it's all fixed, but we did have a blast on those hikes and I would love to do them again. Luckily, they're 5 minutes from my sister's house. So, there was that. And then, like I said, work last night. And today, and I started sewing something that I will show you. It's super cute. You're going to love it. And I finished it today. And then I got my teeth cleaned. Ding! And Anansi and I went to Sally's and got some hair color for her and got some new nail polish. This is actually some of the My Little Pony nail polish that they came out with. It's 2 colors. It's the blue, and then I put the sparkle on top. But they were less than $2 each, just for the little ones, and so we got like 3. Because they're fun. And they have My Little Pony names on them. And anyways, Quinn immediately wanted her nails painted, and it was fun. So I said fun. But anyway, it was cute. I'll say that. So anyways, did that, and then Kyan and I went to Joann's tonight because I made this cute little thing for her today that she wanted to help make, but she picked like the most finicky little thing in the sewing book, and so I ended up pretty much making all of it. She learned, like I talked her through things, but because she has like no sewing experience, I mean like this much, it was not something suitable for her. So we talked through it, and she was there while I was doing stuff. So anyways, we needed some stuffing for it, so we went to Joann's because I had a coupon, and I don't know where this tickle's coming from. So then I bought a few tens of other dollars worth of things. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a little bit. I can't show you the fabric that I bought because it's in the washing machine, because I was like, I'm gonna make stuff, I want it washed right now. I haven't dried it yet, but it's been washed. So now you're caught up to right now at 1:27 in the morning. Let's get on to everything else going on and coming up. Nada, except for retreat signups. Please sign up, please, please, please. If you want information, go back to previous episodes or go to Fiber Fanatics Unite on Ravelry, Fiber Fanatics Unite Retreat on Facebook, or you can email me at fiberfanaticsunite@gmail.com, and I would love to give you information and send you a brochure. All right, I would like to show you what I'm knitting. This poncho is crocheted, and I don't remember what it's called. I do have a project page for it from a couple years ago. Easy rectangular poncho or something really super basic, because you just crochet back and forth and then you fold it in half like this, and you seam the side, and then you pick up these stitches and crochet for a few inches, and then you're done. Like, it's it's a free pattern. I think Red Heart put it out or something. Super basic, but this is one of my go-tos in the winter. It's or in the fall and winter. It's Barocco vintage, and so it's nice and soft. All right, so firstly, my blanket update for you all. I did finish my row for the week, if I can get it the right side up. I haven't done my two squares for Friday that would start the new row. My weeks are starting on Friday for doing them, but I am working on the first of two, but I'm going to spinning / knitting tomorrow, so I'll take this with me and do four blocks and be good. But anyways, there's the one for Friday, so it's not going to look a lot different than last week, except that there's that top row. It wasn't done. So anyway, it's nice and big, and it will be very much loved, and he will be very excited about it. Nextly, I have my sweater, which got quite a bit of work done, especially while I was sitting and recuperating on the bed that we have at my sister's house. This is all I have left of my second skein. This is the Dagna pullover. It's a webs pattern. And let me see. So this is where I was last week, and I have done this much, and I'm actually almost completely done increasing for the arms. I know that looks super short, but it's not when you really, really, really stretch it out. And I still have a few more increases to go, but it does actually hang down quite far. So anyway, there's that, and I might add on a few more rows, I'm not sure, or a few more stitches. I haven't decided yet. It's hard on this cable. I can't stretch it out all the way, so I think I'm going to put it on a longer cable so I can check that. So there you go. And I have my third skein ready and waiting in my bag, and this I'm making with Valley Yarns Haydenville, which is a merino microfiber blend, and I think I'm using size 7s, which is what the pattern calls for, and it's in my Knitting's My Bag fall bag. And the blanket is just like the Mario Granny Square blanket or something like that, and I turned it into mitered squares, and it's on size 7s, and it's just all different acrylics, and I still haven't decided if I'm going to put a backing on it. Alright, I did work on something else this week knitting wise, and it was today while I was at the dentist, because why not? You know, while I'm laying there getting my teeth cleaned, I might as well knit. So if you remember this Christmas sock I started quite a while back and just did the cuff, well, I put it onto circulars right before I left for the dentist, and did from here down while I was getting my teeth cleaned. So the patterned row made more like lines than a pattern, but that's all right. Yeah, so I'm working my way through there. The yarn is Wisdom Yarns Marathon Socks North Pole, and this is what it'll look like. So my cuff started with this red and white, and then I got through the green and white, and now I'm to the solid red right there. So anyway, I figured might as well throw in a little bit of work on this. Maybe they'll be done by Christmas. When I get my sweater done, maybe I'll just bust these out really fast so I have them. So anyways, that's all I have knit on, and that is still a work in progress. I do have a couple of things that are finished that are sewn. I did a little bit of spinning. I had my drop spindle with me, and when we were at the park, I pulled it out for like, I don't know, maybe like 20 or 30 minutes, and it just was adding to the little turtle that's on my Turkish, and so I didn't pull it over because you can't tell a difference at all. So anyway, just know that I spun for like 20 or 30 minutes. All right. So my sewing things, this is the little thing that we had to get the stuffing for, and I haven't stuffed it yet. It's this little mouse. It's supposed to be like a pincushion. But Kyan's like, I can't imagine putting pins in it, and plus she's just going to play with it anyway. So, forgive my very basic embroidery. I've never embroidered anything in my life, and it had these stitches in the back of the book, and I was just totally winging it. So if you look at it from back here, anyway, but she picked out the gray. It was a fat quarter that I had, and she liked the purple contrast, which I do too. And then she just braided some embroidery floss. And anyways, so this opening is where we'll put the stuffing in. I'm going to let her do that. That is something she can help with. So anyway, that's how it'll kind of sit up like that. Isn't it so cute? So I'm sure she'll probably put it either on her desk or her dresser, you know, just kind of sit it up in there. But it's out of the 1-2-3 sewing, 1-2-3 or 1-2-3 sewing, something like that. Anyway, very, very fiddly, but it's pretty cute. So there's that. And the thing that I love so very much, that's the thing I made today, but this is what I made yesterday and finished today, was this adorable apron for Quinn. It's a fat quarter. It's 2 fat quarters, and then here's the back, and it's actually supposed to be reversible. The tutorial didn't actually tell you to put pockets on both sides, so I thought it was just the lining, and I realized it after I had already put it together, and then she made a comment about the pocket on the other side, blah blah, and I was like, you really didn't say that earlier. You really, really didn't. So that's all right though. It's still reversible. She just doesn't have a pocket on this one side, but as you can see, so when you cut it, this is just a free tutorial online. You have it like this, folded in half, and then you just trace out the armhole opening, or the armhole there, and that's the piece that you use for the pocket. So it makes this cute little pointed pocket. And Quinn, when she realized it was there, she goes, "Oh, it's a pocket!" And she'd had it on for like 20 minutes, and I said, "Yeah," and she goes, "Can I put food in it?" And she's sitting on my couch in the living room. I was like, "Well, not in the living room." And there was a car kind of sitting over on the floor that we missed when we were cleaning up from them playing on their track thing. I was like, "But look," and I put the car in here, and she's like, oh. It was the cutest thing. And a couple, besides the non-pocket modification there, it called for grosgrain ribbon. I don't own grosgrain ribbon, so I grabbed another one of the fat quarters that I have and made these ties just by making it extra long, creased it in half, opened it back up, and then folded those in towards the middle, you know, and then I folded the ends in, pressed it down, and then sewed all the way around. So I did those for the ties here. So these, they don't match, but they, you know, just kind of go with it. Good enough. And then something else was, it calls for only putting one of these on, and then you put a, you make a buttonhole and put a button on your, on the end of here, and then, you know, put it around like that with the button sticking out. Well, two things. One, I tried using my buttonhole thing. It doesn't work. Like, I went to one, and I did it, and it pulled it forward, and then I changed it, because it's a 4-step thing. So I went to the 2 that makes kind of the longer one over the middle, and then you move it to 3, which is supposed to do a zigzag stitch, pulling it backwards. Well, it wouldn't feed, it would just sit there. It would stick every time. And then 4 does, so I messed with it, and it doesn't pull the fabric back. And I know that that works on my machine, because I have the little thing I push down when I want it to reverse, and it reverses just fine. So something weird with that. I need to look up the manual and see if maybe I had one of my other settings on incorrectly. I don't know, and I don't know where the manual is off the top of my head, so I'm sure the internet has one. But anyways, so what I decided to do instead was to just make another strap really quick, and I put it on, and now we can just tie it around her neck, and we don't have to worry about the size not working or whatever. It just ties right on. So anyway, super cute, super quick. I want to make like 20 more of these, and I have no other girls in my life to make them for who are this small. So I really would like to make another one. And you could totally make this without the lining. You could just fold the edges over and sew everything on just like it is, and not have the lining, because the other aprons that we have, they're not lined. But this is great that it's, you know, reversible and whatnot. But anyway, I really wish I had other small girls in my life that I could make these for. Or boys. I mean, boys wear aprons, especially when they're doing crafts and stuff, but I don't have really little ones in my life. But anyways, I'm so proud of this. I love aprons so much. I wear mine all the time. You would think I was like a 1950s housewife. I've actually considered making a house dress. Like, I love protecting my clothes, and so like if I'm like hardcore cleaning, and I know I'm like in and out of the kitchen and, you know, whatever, I put my apron on. And I think part of that is because I wear one at Panera, and I'm really comfortable in them now. And so, but because I've started wearing it more since then, but seriously, I wear it all the time. And yeah, so there's a couple I keep looking at. Because the one that I use is kind of a special one. I got it when we were in South Africa, and I mean, it still does just fine, but it's just one thin piece of fabric, just cotton, but it seems even thinner than quilting cotton. And so I would like to make a thicker one, just to kind of rotate out, so that one doesn't get worn out. Because you know, it's cool, and it has rhinoceroses on it, and has very special memories. And so anyway, that one is kind of like my house cleaning one, and then I would like to have one that like I can get dirty, you know, making lasagna and tomato based things. Anyway, enough about that. So I did want to tell you about the fabric that I bought, though, so you can see what's coming up, because I will be vending this next weekend for my first one of the season. So I got this cute pattern at Walmart for 97 cents. And when we had to go get the stuffing, I was like, hey, I have lots of coupons for Joann's. Let's just buy some stuff. And everything I am drawn to is knit fabric. I am gonna close this more. This is really low, so I'm gonna draw it together more. But anyway, I love stuff with knit fabric. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I bought some ballpoint needles and the stuff that this called for this dress. And then I also, let me turn this sideways. I know the picture isn't going to be the greatest. Here we go. That's pretty good. Oh, it won't. Oh, there we go. So I'm wanting to make a vendor apron. Here's what it looks like. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. It's showing up kind of blue because of my screen. There we go. So I really, really like that. But mine is in different shades. Ooh, my light is going to play with color. Ooh, it's going to... There we go. The camera was still kind of yellow. Anyway, it's blues and whatnot. Surprise, surprise. Kind of a turquoisey family. Turquoise blue and turquoise green, and it's going to be pretty cool. And I got a really pretty like dark turquoise, probably more of a teal zipper for it. I was standing right there and didn't grab bias tape, mostly because they had made the announcement that it was 15 minutes until they were closing, and I was still deciding on stuff, and I was like and so I just grabbed the zipper, and now I'll have to make another trip over there. Oh darn, have to go to Joann's again. It's alright, I have some discounts still that I can use through tomorrow, so I'll probably just go tomorrow. But yeah, so that'll be coming up. It's a little more of a complicated project, so it's going to be, I'm going to pace myself, because I have found in the past that when I work on projects like that, I'm like, I have to do it right now, I have to get done. And so I sit and work on it for so long that my neck hurts. Not like, it's a combination of the angle, you know, looking down, but also because I'm not as experienced in sewing. I notice my shoulders as I'm, you know, feeding the fabric through, and then I'm like, oh, and then I notice that they creep up, and I'm like, oh. And so the combination of me being tense and then looking down, my neck will hurt for days, and then I can't sew at all, and then I lose my sewing mojo, and then I don't sew for 6 months or whatever, you know. So what I'm gonna do is just like they need to be dry, so I'll throw it in the dryer before I go to bed, and it'll be done tomorrow. And then when I get back from spinning and you know, whatnot, I'll iron the pieces and probably you know, print out the pattern sheets, and just I'll work until, you know what, okay, I'm done. And then, you know, I'll just have a time where I just cut all the pieces out, and then I'll do, you know, the next couple steps. And I'm just, I mean, I know I want it done by Friday, but I mean, I'm not going to do like one step a day and it take the next 2 months, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just going to take my time, and I'm not going to overdo it. And like, after I'm done ironing all the pieces and getting them cut out, for example, I'll go sit down and knit for a little while, so that I'm not, you know, over the sewing machine. Or I'll just, you know, I'll sit in my recliner and just take a break, or, you know, whatever. And so I'm just going to pace myself and do things in between to break it up, so that way I don't get super sore, but that I can get things done. And I'll make sure to, you know, kind of rub my neck here and there, make sure to relax my shoulders, you know, just those things that when you're still new at something, you get tense. So anyway, I think that's all I have for you. Yeah, that's all I have for you. So yeah, if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. This will be posted in the Ravelry group, and I always post a link in the on the Facebook page. It goes up in YouTube. That's where I upload it, and then you can always email me at meltrandesigns@gmail.com if you ever had any questions or comments or anything like that. So yeah, anyways, until next time, keep knitting. Bye.